and welcome to my channel. Today I want to try to make some butterflies in these coasters. I've seen that Daniel Cooper was trying to make some butterflies, but he did use another approach, and I want to try it in a kind of a slightly different kind of way. So let's see how it goes. So I mixed up my resin and I poured it already into those coaster molds, and I let it sit for 30 minutes. And here I have my colored resin, and I'm placing the colors where I think the wings should be. Yeah, it's like making flowers, but just in a different way. And the colors are just a little resin, then a little bit of mica powder, and like a few drops of resin colorant in the same color. The colored resin has the same age as the rest of the resin in the coasters, so the colors are slightly thick, and I'm hoping that the resin will sit on top of the coasters and doesn't sink down too much. As you can see, the two upper molds are molds that have kind of a design inside. And I'm having a hard time when I go with my toothpick in there to swirl around the resin, making some decent straight lines with it. So, but in the end, I think it doesn't matter that much. I will speed this part up. It took me a while to make those lines, etc., etc. Yeah, and I will speed that up because like I said, it's too boring watching it like in real time. And what you see here on the right, on the far right, is something, is a commission, so don't worry about it. This ain't got nothing to do with the project right here. Now I'm taking my toothpick and trying to create the wings of the butterflies with like moving the resin around, and hopefully I will achieve something that looks like wings. We'll see. And here you can see I'm having a hard time making straight lines because of that design on the bottom. If you have expensive molds, you got to be careful not to scratch the mold inside when you're using a toothpick or something that has a sharp tip on the end. Use something with a round tip, that's much better. In my case, those are old coaster molds and they're already bowed and stuff like that, so I don't really mind about that. But if you have expensive molds, please be careful with it. I had too much negative space in there for my taste, so I'm going back in there with my colors and trying to fill up that negative space and make it look prettier. And now I will like swirl it around with my toothpick, at least the color that I added. I will make those 2 other coasters now, and I will speed this part up, yeah, for you to watch. And as I was saying, I was trying to make different approaches on how doing that. And with the stick is all fine, but I think it's 2 less color that you can add with the stick. In the end, I will pour with those little cups that I have more resin in there, because yeah, otherwise it's too less color. And next time I will try to use one of those bags you use at the bakery store to like decorate cakes. This is much better and is much more accurate this way. Now I will swirl around with my toothpick the color that I added, and trying to make it look pretty. Torching for a little bubble release, and then all we have to do is wait for the result. So it's time to demold. The coasters are still a little soft and bendy, but I was nosy, so I got them out of the molds, and I think they went pretty well with the blooming. The molds that I used, they are like pretty old, and they like bend and have lumps and stuff like that. And yeah, I try to figure out a way to make them straight again. Not the molds, but the pieces that I get out of them. And ever since this was just a tryout, I didn't really mind about that. So I cut myself out some bodies for the butterflies, and I made some, however you want to call them. I don't know the English word for that. But this is what I'm going to stick on to the coasters to make them look like butterflies. I like that because it's so sparkly. And I hope it stays like that once the resin covers it. Yeah. Those I made out of like wire, like silver wire, and just bent them around some pliers and stuff like that. I guess y'all know how to do that, so I didn't have to show you. So this is how I was thinking I put it, but I thought the other way around looks much better, so I just switched it. And I think this is much better. So I have that little tube of glue there. It already disappeared off the screen, but I don't know how you call it. It's like Loctite or something like that. And I put a dot of the glue onto the silver wire, and I put the whole body in the back with some glue to stick it down. But if you have to remove it, it won't work, because once you stick it down, it's down. There is no more room for mistakes with that glue. I'm pressing the body down with the wire too, and holding it for like some seconds, and then it's stuck. And I do that with all 4 of the coasters. They're all going to look different, and the wires are different also. If you like my video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. It enables me to make more videos for y'all, and it shows YouTube that the people are interested in the things that I do. Thank you. I placed the coasters with the butterfly bodies down on my mat, and I'm trying to cover the back with resin. It has glitter in it and some mica powder just to give some background color. But ever since my molds were bendy, my coasters are bendy too, so they have like lumps, like I said, and I'm trying to cover this with that. So I'm spreading out my resin all to the edges, and in the end you'll see that the resin is going to the outside rim, and in the middle most of it is like running down, and I have to figure out a way to cope with that so you won't see through that back in the middle. Like I said, old molds doesn't make really good pieces, but this was a tryout, so I decided to use those old molds. And the cheap ones from China, y'all know them. They're not really good at all. Here you can see the resin has disappeared from the middle, and I'm trying to put some of the resin back in the middle so it gets evenly coated, but it won't work. After nothing worked that I tried, I just thought I'd take the same glitter that I put into the resin and put it over those spots where there is no mica powder and resin left. So this works too, I guess. And I swirl around in the powder, and then we have to wait. My coasters have cured now, and I'm using liquid latex to paint on the back because I want to put some resin on top of the coasters, and when there are drippings they will stick to the latex and not to the resin itself. So this is why I'm doing this. It's not a hard thing to do. It's like kind of thick liquid fang, and when you let that dry, it won't let the resin drops cure underneath. So I'm turning those around, and now ever since I have like fabric bodies of those butterflies, they have air inside, and when I put the resin on top of it, because I just mixed that resin, it's still really liquid. And that's why I'm doing this now, to get the air bubbles better out. And the more liquid the resin is, the easier it gets into the fabric to release the air bubbles or the air that's still in them. So 40 minutes later, I will put the rest of my resin on top of the coasters. It's already really warm, and it's getting thicker, as you can see. So this is the best way to top coat some pieces. And if there are drippings, they won't stick to the bottom, and I just can peel them off just like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm spreading the resin up to the edges, not over, just up to the edges, and then I let it sit like that. And I'm taking care that I have an even coat of resin on top of those coasters. And when you look down from the side, you can see whether there is still some spots that are missing resin or not. and whether you have bubbles and stuff like that. So I'm showing you this only for one coaster, and I do the same with the other 3 ones. And this is how they look now. But they still have to cure, and yeah, then they almost finished. So it's all cured now, and I want to show you right quick how to get the latex off of the coaster. You just have to like rub your thumb over it, and you'll see how easy that comes off. And if you have drippage, you just peel it off with your fingernail. That's about it. And here they are. I love them. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope you had a lot of fun just like me. If you like what I did, please subscribe to my channel or ring the bell or leave a thumbs up. I'd like that very much, and it's very much appreciated. Until next time, bye bye.